Hello and welcome back to another tutorial. In this tutorial we'll make the control panel and possibly start rigging up the eyelids and the eyebrow. So let's just get started. So press F on your keyboard to go into front view, so you're staring directly at the face, and go to create shapes and create a rectangle and just create the box where all the controls are going to be in, and then create another rectangle and make sure the length and width is 4, and press Ctrl V and copy it. Make sure it's copy and not instance. If it doesn't work for you for Ctrl V, you can go to edit and click clone. After you've done that, select it and change the length to 4.2. 4.2. Actually, let's go for 4.5. Then back to the create tab, under shapes again, create a circle. Change about 0.4 or 0.5, it's up to you, doesn't really matter. And after you've done that, what you're going to want to do is quickly go to the motion tab, the circle selected, and go to position under assign controller, and click the little assign controller and choose Bezier position. After you've done that, link them. So with the select and link tool, which is right underneath the green box at the top left corner, link this to the inner square, and the inner square to the outer square, and the outer square to the big one. So after you've done that, you should just be able to move freely. What you're going to need to do is go to animation, eye solver, and attach to inner square. And then what you're going to want to do is select the inner square, go to hierarchy, and under rotational joint, limit them all. So limited under the rotational joint ones. And let's just see that your circle moves correctly. After you've done that, select your circle and go to the I key under hierarchy and activate the sliding joints and also limited. Oh, and also make sure it is aligned to the middle. Forgot about that. So change all the froms and all three of them to -2. So just do that for all of them. And change the 2 to 2, and see how that works. As you can see, it all works. For some unknown reason, the Z-axis always seems to not work. So as you can see, it still goes on the Z-axis. Luckily, it's on the axis we don't need. So what we can do is go to link info, which is right beside I key, and lock the Z-axis. So now it doesn't move in that axis. It can still move, but you shouldn't use it anyway. So also it's a good idea to lock these as well. Actually no, unlock those. Let's just leave those. So after you've done that, it should pretty much be done for the control panel bit. Quickly save and check if this will work. Right, so yeah, click on the big massive X thing, plus sign, and using the link tool, link it to the outer square. And now that if you move the outer square, it will move the entire thing, which is good. So before we start copying this to the others, you're going to want to go to the modify. You're going to need to rename them, so rename them for what they are. This one we've just made is going to be for the mouth, so just call it mouth outer square or something. It's up to you. Mouth inner square, mouth circle. Will do. And change the eye key if you want, but it doesn't matter because you're not going to see them anymore. You're just going to hide them in the viewport afterwards. So after you've done that, it should be all ready to be connected, hopefully. So also remember that in the move tool, change from view to parent. It would mean that because it's attached to this, it will use the coordinates inside. So 0, 0, 0 will be the center of that square, which is what we want for the basic. Change from 0. And after you've done that, and you're 100% sure that's correct, you're going to want to go back into the front view, and we're going to use 2 of them for the eyes and 1 of them for the eyebrow. So just holding down Shift with everything selected, with the square selected, just move it up, just copy it, and just move it across. Use the cross as a that'll do, and then you can recopy the bottom one again, and Alt to deselect certain things, and just Shift, hold it, and bring it up again at the very top. So now we got one for the mouth, we got 2, one for the eye, and one for that eye and that eye. So now we got the square ones done. What you're going to want to do now is again create and go to the Create tab, Shapes, Rectangle, and create another rectangle and change the length to 4 and the width to 2. And then after you've done that, again, just like we did for the square, Control V. No, I think we've got 2. No, Control V. We've got clone option. Press OK. 4.2, no, 4.5, 4.5, 2.5, and then create a circle again. 0.5 if you want or something, and align it this time. So I've got to do it for the square. Align it to the inner square, and you may want to use the scale tool to scale it sideways. Might make it a bit easier to see. Scale it down a bit, and after you've done that, link it using the link tool. Link it to the inner square, and link the inner square to the outer square, and again link that, and again outer square to the big square. And just like we did for the square, we got to do this for the animation. Oh, also remember again, motion, position, assign controller, Bezier position. So make sure that's Bezier, even though I'm not 100% sure if it doesn't. So done that, make sure it's on select or options or move, just make sure it's not on link because that can disable certain tools. iKey solvers, high solver, and link it to the one. So after you've done that, select the inner square again, go to the hierarchy tab, so with the box with 3 squares under it, iKey, and limit the rotation, and then test if it works, which it does. So now you've got to limit the circle, so select the circle, again hierarchy, iKey, turn all these on, limit them, unselect it and reselect it just to make sure, and then just change the it's the y-axis, so -2, 2, and then just test it. So yeah, there you go, and that should be it. So you shouldn't be able to go sideways either. Nope. So just make sure that's the center. Make sure you can't go. You can, so go into link info and lock the z-axis. And then it can go sideways. Can we go up and down? Good. So now that's done. Again, rename them. So this is going to be used for our eyelid. So using the so just eyelid circle. Wait, make sure it's the right one. Right, yeah, right. Right eyelid circle. So right arrow square. Outer square. And after you've done that, just copy it over. We'll move it up actually, so move it up. You can line it if you want, it doesn't really matter. And of course clone it to hold shift and move it over. Oh. It seems. Oh, and we forgot. We need to cross link that again to the outer one. Make sure it's not the inner one, because that might cause some loop problem or something, and probably won't work. So again, should be able to move them. Yep. So after you've done that, move them up again. Forgot about that. Sorry. And then yes, clone them now. Shift X on Shift on the X-axis and move it over. And that's pretty much what we'll have for now. When we get to the mouth, we may change it because I've decided to go with a different way of doing the mouth, which we'll get to in the next tutorial, because I think this one will run out after we get to the eyelids. So now we've done that, quickly rename these to left instead. Make sure you want to select if you want to rush, because you don't want to move it by accident, which can happen. So just change all that. I probably renamed that same thing. Yeah. Okay, after you've done that, okay, so the eyelids, they're already closed, so we're going to just move these down to, so select move and make sure the drop down is parent, and as it's on a 4, it's size 4, so 2 down and 2 up, so change the Y axis to -2. It should be right at the bottom. Same for the other one. -2. Okay. So yeah, that's done. So now what we're going to have to do is copy the face over. So let's see, how many are we going to need? We're going to have the teeth and the 2 eyelids, so you're going to need to copy another one, but we can do that after. So just Shift and select it and move it over twice, 3 times actually. It's a good idea to name these. So this one's going to be for the right eyelid. It's going to be the left eyelid, and this is going to be the teeth. It's very good to make sure you name these. So after you've done that, it's pretty much, make sure, because when we're using morpher, make sure you do not add any more vertices or lines or anything, because a morpher works by moving what's already there to a different location by copying the same object that you've just tweaked slightly. So what we're going to do is just move things around. We're not going to add any more to it. So what you're going to want to do is select the right eyelid head that we just created, and in the modify panel, go to selection and choose element. And if you did the last tutorial correctly, you should have, or the first one correctly, you should have them all connected to it, and pretty much should be already separate layers, separate elements. I mean, should make it a lot easier for us to do this. So now that you've done that, what you're going to want to do is just move them up till they're open. You want to add a little, keep a little of it there for a little flap or something if you want. That's what I'm going to do. And that's pretty much what you have to do for this. And again, you got to do with the other one, the other eye. So that's pretty much those two done, and then you got to do the teeth, which is going to be a bit more difficult, but well, not really. So all you need to do is select the vertices by selecting the vertices, and the ones at the ones I've just shown you there. I can't explain it. And I believe we can use the size tool. So just select the scale tool and hold on the Y until they're pretty okay. Yeah, as much as you can until they're okay. That's not going to go anymore. Pretty much that. I think that'll do. Maybe some more. Yeah, that'll do. So there you go. They're closed. So now that you've done that, it's time to add it to the morpher. So with the main head selected, actually it's before you do this, it's a good idea to now copy everything of the main face we've already created and copy it, just completely copy it, just move it down somewhere. So we're probably going to need it again to add more morphers, or you may want to add more morphers eventually, just to add more detail to it, maybe have the eyes slant itself by another control panel at a later date or something. So now we've copied it and we can have a backup in case we screw up. Go to modifier list and add a morpher, which should be here somewhere. There it is. And pick object from scene, which is under channel parameters, and choose the first one. And then you've got to choose another slot under the channel list, so choose an empty one, and just choose the next one, and then another empty one, and choose the next one. And then test them out and see if they work, and hope it does. So by changing this little slider here to 100, it will do that. So as you can see, it opens up 100%. And if we do the teeth, they close completely, which is good. So they're working. It's great. So change those back to 0, 0. So yeah, that works. That's great. So now we're going to be using the reaction manager, and we're going to just do these three. We'll leave the rest till the next tutorial because we don't want it to go on for too long. And the mouth is going to be a bit different. So selecting the circle, go to the animation reaction manager, which this can get very complicated. So click on show selected, so that only shows what's selected to that object, because this can get very, very hectic when you got a lot of them. So now you've done that, add a master. I believe that's going to be our circle. So select the circle, transform, FK subcontrol, position. Okay, and add that, and then go to add slave, which is the second plus sign, and choose the head, the main head. Go to modified objects, morpher, and these are the three morphers we've added to it. So we want to have the right eyelid, so which is number 1. So add that, and now we've added that. It's like added a keyframe in a way, so that at this position of the circle, at -2, it's going to be 0. The value is going to be 0 on the morpher. So what we need to do is keyframe it so when it's at 2, not -2, it'll be 100 value. So what we need to do is change this to 2. So make sure you're in parent and move. And change that to 2. And when you've done that, you can like a keyframe kind of thing, like this. This little dot here. Press that. So now that that's at 2, we have another like keyframe here. And we can change the value to 100. So this little under the value here, change the 0.000 to 100. And that's pretty much it. So just test that, and it works, see? Yay! So, yeah, that's good. It works. So do the same for the others. So, again, select the circle, press this little mouse with the green bit here to update the selection, which will it will change it to that circle now. Again, add master, circle, transform, FK subcontrol, position. Again, add slave, head, modified object, morpher, villager left eyelid. That's the other eyelid now. And then when that's added, it will add a little keyframe here, or in a way of a keyframe. It's not, it's just like a stage, and change it to 2. So change the position to 2. Then add a state. Change the 0 to 100, and it works. Hooray! Very good. Always good when these kind of things get that out. And then the teeth. So we haven't added one for the teeth, so we shall do that right now. So select any of these. It shouldn't copy over the reaction manager stuff, so just copy that. Copy, make sure it's copied. Front view if you want. We're going to just move it here. You may want to put names here, so using text splines to do that. Rename these is a good idea, so I'm going to call this teeth circle. Teeth. Oops, teeth. Give me some E. So yeah. It's the wrong way, aren't I? Yeah, no. Teeth. Outer. Square. It's good to be organized a bit. So, again, we're going to need to Now, it's up to you if you want it to be at 2 as the initial state or -2. Kind of depends on if you want it to make it look, well, I don't know, just yeah, I'm gonna leave mine at 2 and I'm gonna have it change down to -2 for when the teeth are closed. Just make sure you think about that kind of thing, because you might get confused one day if it's open or closed and you've got it at a certain position. So again, just like we did with the eyelids, the reaction manager, if you haven't closed it, if you have, it's under animation, reaction manager. Click this little update selection, mouse with the green little thing by it. Add master, the green plus sign. Transform, FK subcontrol, position. Add slave, head, modified object, morpher. That's the third one. Add that. Then we're going to change this to -2. Add state, or create state, and change the value to 100. So now that should work. Yep. Hooray! Which is good. So yeah, pretty much it for this tutorial. So in the next tutorial we'll get on with the mouth, and we'll do the eyebrow. So I hope you learned something in this one. We'll also in the next one do the layers, get those all organized. So thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, like it, share it. If you didn't like the video, dislike it. Subscribe as well. So yeah, bye.